Now let's install a non-native emulator, and the advantage of this is that it will work on pretty much any platform, and it's pretty easy to do. The main disadvantage is that it's slow. So here's the overall process. We're going to go to Android Studio and start with the SDK Manager, which is right here. And once again, the first time you run this after installing Android Studio, you'll probably have some stuff that's checked that hasn't been installed yet. I've already installed lots of stuff. So for these purposes, the important thing is to make sure that you have the right ABI installed. And the ABI is an application binary interface, and basically it's an emulator for a particular CPU. And so we want to make sure that this ARM EABI v7a system image has been installed. And it has been here. If it hasn't, if it's checked already, then this install packages will list a number of packages to install. If it's not checked and not installed, go ahead and check it and click install. But mine's installed already, so I'm pretty much done here. So now I'm going to go to the Android Virtual Device Manager, the AVD Manager, and I'm going to create a new virtual device. And I get to choose what kind of device I want to create. I'm going to create a tablet because I like tablets. And I'm going to go for a Nexus 7 from 2012 because that's a relatively low resolution device which is appropriate for these videos. 1024 by 768 resolution videos. So I'm going to want something small here. And next. And now I get to select a system image. So that previous step, that's what made this ARM EABI-V7A available here. And if you're seeing it, it looks like this. It's grayed out. There's a download link next to it. Well, I'm going to go ahead and install that just to show you what it's like. So I'll hit download. Asks you to accept the license. Next. And then it will go ahead and download and install it. It will take a little while to do. Okay, so that took a couple minutes, not too bad. And now you'll notice that I have in the list this new one that I just added. So I'm going to select the Android ARM EABI v7a and click Next. And double check this, make sure everything's okay. Make sure this Use Host GPU is selected because that will make it work a little faster. There's some advanced settings as well. If you are running on a machine that doesn't have a lot of memory, you might want to decrease the RAM size. You can create a memory and storage card interface, which is automatic. If you want to add cameras. So I'm just going to go ahead and leave the defaults and hit finish. So now it's creating my virtual device. Okay, and now I have another device listed. And here's the moment of truth. I'm going to actually click this run button here and see if it starts up. Okay, and here's my Android device. And this will take a while because what it's doing is it's emulating the ARM chip on my Intel box, and that is slow. Okay, so it's booting. So be prepared to wait for a while. Okay, so slow, so slow. Now I'm going to go ahead and swipe up, and that will unlock the device. First time you run it, it's going to install some stuff and probably update. And now we're running. We're ready to go. So I'm going to go back to Android Studio. Let me switch this down so you can see both things. And I'm going to hit the run button. Get rid of that. Okay. So hit the run button. Gradle is going to compile my app. It's going to show me running devices. If I forgot to start it up before, then I can launch an emulator. In this drop-down menu, I can select which emulator to launch. And I can also check this if I want to just reuse the same settings, but I like to select it. So it's pushing my app over to the emulator. More waiting. So at this point, it's working exactly the same as if I had a regular device attached to the computer. I get the same log. We'll look at that more later. And I can interact with my application as usual. If I click on the home button and go to apps, I see that the Hello World app has actually been installed here. I can ignore that. I can run it directly as I would with any other app, except slower. So that means the application has been physically pushed to the emulator, doesn't actually need to be connected to Android Studio anymore for me to run it, and everything is working. Now, since it does take so long to start this thing up, I usually just leave it running when I'm doing development if I want to use it. You could close it right here, but then you'd have to start it again, and that takes a long time.